Hello, and welcome to Mr. Sun RAWS Crusader Kings 3. This might be my first video in this series, depending on whether I release my initial playthrough, where I was basically learning the ropes, not quite getting the full Empire of Brittany established. Like, I formed the Empire of Brittany, I just... The Holy Roman Empire had a toehold on England, so I couldn't quite get every last county under my control. This is my ruler at the time of the world ending. Emperor Motorcycle, because I have a habit of naming my children strange things so I can keep track of them better. You'll notice he's in his underclothes because I changed my culture so we're all nudists, so I could get the Emperor's New Clothes achievement, and also because it's funny. I have about 100 hours in CK3, which I know makes me a baby player, but I've only had this game for a little over, like, 2 weeks, something like, so I'd say that's a pretty good amount of time. I've had to force myself to stop playing it to do other things. Anyhow, today we will be starting a new game, so let me go through. So this will be the setup video, and then I'll stop the recording and I'll start a new video for people who like to skip setup. So I've done very little to change my settings since I've started playing for the first time. I made gender equality lenient instead of default, and I set to no end date. So now I'm going to actually go through and flip some more things. So we'll leave difficulty on normal. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let me pull up the wiki and get the. I want to make sure anything I decide stays achievement friendly. Though I guess the marker's there, but the wiki would have let me see it all in a nice little table. But okay, historical characters. We'll leave that on default. Random harm. I think dangerous is the default. Let's see, what the wiki said was illusion of safety. I don't get random death for a little while, and then they kick in. I'll go ahead and leave this on default. Random. No, I'm going to pull up the wiki. It's going to be faster if I can see the full table on the wiki. CK3 Paradox wikis, yes. I will, if I keep consulting the wiki, by the way, over the course of the game, I will absolutely have complaints about it. It's one of those wikis that's not very good, but in a way that will make people who use it look at you strangely for not calling it good. But that can come up when I have specific niggling issues and not. I should have bookmarked this because I had it early. So here's the first thing. It's not easy to find things, partly because the cross-linking sucks. There is very poor cross-linking on the wiki. Wait. Okay. So I want to look at the game rules. They're called game rules, not game settings. So game rules. Let's try that. Yeah, here. Okay, there. I saw the page. There it is. Okay, difficulty. Leaving that on normal. Enclave independence. Where's that? This is... Okay, here's another complaint. The table over there is not in the same order as they are in this screen. But also, it's not like it's alphabetical either. Okay, Enclave independence. Significant AI only. AI rulers at peace will lose disconnected land on succession unless it's... Okay, so this is when they succeed, they'll lose land that's not connected. Like, if it can be connected directly or by naval path, but if it's not connected, they'll lose it when their heir takes over. Okay. Multiplayer murder schemes. This is single player. Black Death frequency. I think once is the default. Yes, once and historical. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to leave it on. Plague frequency can stay on normal. Minor diseases on default. Matrilineal marriages. Let's see. That can stay on default. Gender equality I've already set to lenient. Name of Byzantium. I think that can just stay Byzantium. I don't think I care. That's what it's set to, right? Yeah, there it is. Realm stability. There was like a couple of things. I'm just going to skim these instead of looking at every single one in a minute. Random harm. Random harm target. Random nicknames. Casus belli. Cultural conversion speed. Faith, conversion speed, diplomatic range, end date unlimited, de jure requirement. I think I want that. Okay, where is that? This is not in order, so. On limited. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted on anyway. Custom. Oh, turning same-sex marriages allowed if they're in allowed faiths makes the achievements turn off. And it's like both same-sex marriage and concubinage are linked together, so you can't like have there should be a middle setting for this where it's like your spouse has to be opposite sex, but your concubines can be anyone. It's annoying that turns achievements off though. Fine, let's see. Adoption, sexuality distribution. I could turn it to bisexuality being the most common, but which would make some things more convenient for me, but feels a little cheap to do some of the achievement, some of the stuff I want to do if I make that too easy. Faith acceptance, randomized faiths, ruler placement, domain limits. Scandinavian adventurers, imperial power projection, Easter egg characters. Okay, unrestricted Dynasty legacies. I might turn this to allow all Dynasty legacies, or maybe player only. Let's see. Certain DLC Dynasty legacy trees have government or cultural heritage restrictions. Where's that? Where's that? Dynasty legacies. Here we go. No, let's leave it restricted for now. Maybe on my next playthrough I'll unlock that. Hybrid cultures. Divergent culture frequency. Legend spread chance. Legend cost. God, it's tempting to turn legend costs down. They were so expensive when I was playing. Then again, maybe I'll make better money on this game than I was making before. Still don't know how Jillian does it. Jeez. Then again, she started I forget the name of the place, but it was over in the Holy Roman Empire, and she had a decent start, whereas I was starting as like a couple counties in Ireland. Max amount coronation laws. Silk Road. Okay, this might be all the changes I'm gonna make. Okay, that was a lot of time spent on it, only a few changes. Okay, so we're gonna start very early as any ruler. Did I just... What did I not play what I thought I did? Well, we'll see when it loads. Because if it just was like taking a... Okay, no, here, this is the map I wanted. Good, okay. So I tried out the Mongol area, and I did not do well with that. I'm not ready to process being a wanderer and that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm not quite ready to go handle the stuff over in Asia yet. I might want to do the tutorial playthrough of that. So what I'm familiar with is being over here in the Norse area, or being over here in Ireland. I might go with Ireland because that's nice and easy and comfortable for me. My main worry if I don't do a Catholic place is that the Catholics, they'll expand all over the place, and they'll start doing crusades, though they mostly seem to do crusades against the Muslims, so I should be okay up in the Norse area. So either I'm gonna do Uppland, and you're going to hear the most atrocious possible pronunciations ever, or I'm gonna be over here in Thomond, and you're gonna hear mostly terrible pronunciations, but with some more familiarity. There's so much to do in this game. Like, look, at some point I could try being an African culture and rising up and taking the north. I could be an Asian culture, an Indian culture. Start over here in Pagan with beautiful jewelry and my boobs out. Speaking of which, I did set the no explicit nudity, right? Because I really need to be YouTube friendly. So, another thing is I have to decide what I want to do in the game, though I might, like, I've made myself a lot of these little custom achievements just for silliness' sake, things I want to eventually do in the game because it would be interesting, and one of them is, like, getting a language from one end of the world, like somewhere over here, to the other end of the world, or vice versa, as the court language. So having Japanese as the court language over in the British Isles, or having what do you speak? Berber? Having Berber over here in, say, is this Korea? I think this is Korea. So that kind of thing. So get things from one end of the map to the other. Or I could try going for an in-game achievement, such as a perfect circle. These places. There we go. I'd have to be over here to create my own noble family, pretty much. Where's the... Is there anywhere over here that would let me create a noble family? No. Create a custom pope. Alright, no, I think I'll just do Ireland. It's nice and familiar. But we're going to make a nice custom one. A man, so that things are easier on me. Let's go by, just because it gives me the most options. We start as insularism. We converted to Catholicism pretty early in my first playthrough. I didn't even notice it happening. I just looked at one point and I was Catholic. One of my custom achievements involves the mending the schism, but I don't think I'm skilled enough to get to that yet. Though that could be a long-term goal at some point. Alright, let's just stay with default faith. Default culture. But let's take off generate appearance from culture and get someone. Ugh. I do not like any of these men. There's a handsome man there for when I first clicked Tibetan, but he's gone now. You, sir, have seen a lot. You're a bit handsome, but not the right kind for me to play. I mean, this is just going to be the starting character, so... maybe I should just pick someone very distinctly not fitting the rest of the cultures around me, just so my early Dynasty starts out. Yeah. Oh! That is some interesting hair. Oh, Ainu. Imishi Ainu. So you're over in the Japanese type area. Can I turn you in this menu? No, I cannot. Like, your hair is neat, but your face says that you're gonna stay home watching the game tonight. You know, you look like you've been stretched. Sorry, I'm one of those people who absolutely will play with the character creator for quite some time, given a chance. So that's why this is going to be a separate video, and then I'll stop and restart. You're kind of handsome. We can clean you up, because I don't like that mustache. Alright. Body... I need better lighting. Where's the... See, I like the facial shadow, but I'm not so happy with the legs. Oh yeah, here, sparse with... whatever, I'm almost never gonna see my legs. Let's see, let's see if daughters inherit that setting and have huge... I could also make flat-chested. This style should either be on one end or the other for the silliness factor of being on the extremes. Height. Alright, dude. That's the little... I have the dwarfism trait, and that's the gigantism. Look at your head cropping. They're gonna make you a little tall, but not super tall. Not crop your head tall. Turn your muscles up a little. I don't like what that does to your neck. Well, I can thin your neck out elsewhere. Specifically, over here. Mustache is cropping the little bit of hole there. Head height. You know what? Actually, we're going to leave all that alone. Here's facial structure. Do a very unnatural eye color that'll stand out quite a lot. How red can I get? That's orange. Maybe over here in the yellows? Ooh. Yeah, nice pale orangey yellow. There we go. Wish I could reduce the eye redness a little bit. Wait, maybe I can. Give it one more skim. No. Nose. Nose ridge width down just a little. Yeah, that's looking decent. Alright, let's see what we can do about this mustache. It is ugly and terrible. Oh, oh gosh. You know what, yeah, let's go with that. We're gonna do an interesting hair color thing. So, I wish I could pick... What? Oh, God. Oh, someone's knocking. Just a moment. Pausing the video. Alright. Back to this. So... what I'd really love is a good vivid orange, but I can get a vivid red, but the oranges are only pretty decent. Oh, there's a decent one. Not quite what I want, but... I'd love it if this let you get less natural colors. Okay. No baldness. See, these actually look like they belong with this beard. that meanwhile looks terrible with it. Maybe I should pick something that actually works with this absolutely ridiculous, beard that I selected, maybe. Or change the beard. What was that nice curly thing I found that I really liked? Greek? Byzantine... Curls of Alexander. Yeah, let's change the beard to match this. It just does not work very well with the orange, does it? I might have to go with a actual brown. That looks like a decent looking guy. What is the head of my... What is the very founder of my dynasty going to be named? Let me pull up my custom achievements for a sec. I gotta think about... Where is... Okay. Projects, games? No, it would be under games. CK3, yeah, there it is. Crusader Kings, challenge run ideas. Peace and chill, which is never get a level in stress. That's not happening in this run. Favored by the church, have a bunch of my family in a row, befriend 2 popes in a row, get the language from one end to the other, that's okay, meet in the middles for multiplayer, mobile country, move my country from one end of the map to the other, no, Tesla valve genetics, that's one of the inbreeding ones, maybe, but only after I'm established. Grandpa's got it going on. That requires having a long-lived character, because you've got to... you have to have a child with your daughter, granddaughter, and great-granddaughter. So you got to be a long-lived character, and have a daughter young, who has a daughter young, who has a daughter young. That's, probably not happening anytime soon. Now, all of Christendom will. That's the one based on mending the Great Schism. When the liege is the court horse, sleep with every role, with at least 10 different court roles and 10 different people, no repeats. Father of many realms. Father the heirs of 5 different rulers without the rulers knowing. In love with the whole family. Marry a woman to your grandson and then sleep with her as the grandfather, sleep with her as the father, and sleep with her as the husband. That's not an incest one. She's like married to your son, but she's not a relative. That's a cheating one. So that's the non-game achievement ideas I had. I was just thinking about that for my Dynasty crest, because I like to make the crest based around my goals. Like, in my main save, I just had the crest be the default crest, but I started a couple of goofy ideas for incest crests that seem suggestive without being explicit. Anyway, this guy's none of that. I haven't even named him yet. You are going to be the founder of this dynasty. Your name shall ring through the ages. Dale? Sometimes I just like to pick silly plain names. Your name is... It can be so hard naming a character. I'm not going to be role-playing this guy. Like, he's going to live and die. He's just going to be the head of the dynasty. So let's, just give him a name that I'll remember clearly. Mint. His name is Mint. Dynasty. The name will be the Herb Dynasty. Motto. Fresh and delicious. Let's make a... Oh, I have an idea. Give me a 3-pointer. Now, let me do some real customization. Okay, let's make all of these different shapes so I can tell which one's which. Okay, that's the central one. Good. This one has to be a circle. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Match the scale together. Let's go over here, back over here to the background for a second. Oh, nope, nope, nope. That's not the one I want. This one. Okay. Oops. Blue on blue on blue. Except, then we're gonna go over here. Now, I know there's a little symbol that looks like a leaf, because I swear I've seen it. I just have to find it. Stag antlers. Oh, wait, this is animals. Animals, Chinese seals? Probably not. Ah, yes, here we go. In the common, there's a lot of plant-like ones. Okay, so let's go into common. Start here with light green. That one's... okay, that one's on the bottom. So let's see here. We will... this paler and mintier? No. Stick with that one being dark. Now let's go over to the other one. Oh, nope, that's the... this one? Yes, okay. So, this one has to be above the plate. There we go. In fact, it has to be above both. Okay, yeah, blue's on top. Good, that's what I want. So, emblems. I need a different plant-shaped emblem. Preferably something that looks like a little leaf on the side. Like a sprig. Yeah, like a little sprig of something. Does that look good? I think that looks good. The Herb Dynasty, fresh and delicious. Started with mint. The realm is... forest. Forested. No, no, ah, fuck. That was the wrong button. Okay. So, Go to green. Try again. I'm gonna make it a nice sort of mossy-ish dull green. Emblems. Where's the little spinny one I had? There we go. Flip it. Match it. Make it dark green. No, light green. Scale it. Hey, hey, stop moving. Stop moving. Stop moving. Show on your shield well. Honestly, all I wanted to do that I fucked up was move it higher. But honestly, it does look best in the middle, yeah. Okay, so let's go to the background again. Make sure it looks good there. Now here we want that sort of minty color. Now maybe I should go for a nice dark muted green. Yeah, let's go like that. Forested. Making sure all my spelling's correct. Finish. Okay. See here, it looks like it's hanging kind of low on that. Still. Alright, let's do this. We're going to be... Okay, yeah, let's stick it really good at intrigue. Get that extra domain limit. Wait. Let me check here. Yeah, all of these come with a domain limit. Do I want to start with, what do I want to do then? Stewardship? Diplomacy would get me befriending, but I don't know if I want to do befriending this early. Okay, so basically, do I want to do stewardship or intricate web weaver? Doing intrigue. Let's go intrigue for starters. Okay, because that'll get me better sway with. Oh, no, we're not finalizing yet. I hit a button. I slapped my hand down on my desk and I hit a button. So I think I want early marsh. Oh, yeah, lots of kids, probably. Let's focus on some initial martial skill. We'll do humble for the extra piety and opinion. We're humble, but we're wrathful. We're also gregarious. We make good friends very easily. Let's look at some other traits. Do I want to start with Hunter? I could just get Hunter very easily. Go Diplomat. It's an expensive one, but... do I want any other personality traits? Or physical traits? Let's look at the physical traits. What it would be nice to pass on some good health down to my family. Robust would be too much. Hail. And I also get lustful. Let's consider dropping one of these, and you know, let's drop Hail. Let's drop Hail. We'll marry a Hail wife. Let's put those points into stats instead. Okay. My prowess is shit, but I got decent intrigue, decent stewardship, good martial. Get a lustful wife, but then I have to worry about her cheating on me, and this does give me intrigue bonus. Fertility. I put myself down to 16. Yeah, I do get extra points. Let's go with this. Okay. So. Let's stop and restart the recording. And then we will actually play.